Okay, big surprise to like a lot of people who have seen what I post on Tumblr, but I have never seen any Captain America movie, or any Marvel movie for that fact. No, that's a lie. I saw Deadpool. Deadpool was great, but I haven't seen any Avengers movie or any Captain America movie. All I know about Captain America and Avengers is from Tumblr, so I decided to try to explain the plot of Captain America based off of what I've learned from Tumblr. It's probably going to be very skewed and make no sense, and there's probably going to be many plot holes, but there are many plot holes already. So, starting with the first movie, Captain America, the First Avenger. It starts with Steve and Grant Rogers and James Buckingham Barnes. They were besties back in the 30s in Brooklyn, and then they joined World War I together because, homies gotta stick together. Then for some reason, probably because Steve's just really awesome and would literally fight anybody, same. Steve gets chosen by S.H.I.E.L.D., I think, to be their next superhero test subject. And he gets injected by the serum that turns him from a scrawny little boy to a swole Chris Evans. Then, still not really sure how this happens, but Steve and Bucky go on a mission together to a place with lots of snow, and then they get put onto a train, and then they have the scuffle, probably with, the enemy that they're fighting, and Bucky falls, but he grabs into the side of, the train, and Steve tries to save him, but then Bucky falls, and it's all very sad, and then Steve's really sad that he couldn't save him. But Steve makes it back alive, and he has this really sad beer in a bar, and decides to date Peggy, who was a mutual friend of Steve and Bucky. Steve also becomes an Avenger, the first one, guessing by the title, because of superhero powers, thanks to the serum, and I think that's all for the first movie. Then there's the next one, which is Winter Soldier. Time jump to the 21st century, where Steve and the rest of the Avenger squad are saving the world. And then a bunch of other stuff happens in the time that Steve's been training with S.H.I.E.L.D. and the Avengers. Hydra, the bad guy group, quote-unquote, found Bucky in the snow after he fell and decided to save him and make them their weapon. And they called him the Winter Soldier. And the Winter Soldier's one mission is to kill Steve. The Winter Soldier also wears all black and has no idea how to wear eye makeup properly. The Avengers respond to an attack on the city, as they do, and while everyone's fighting, Steve sees Bucky on top of a car, and he obviously freaks out because he thought he was dead, and he's all like, Bucky? And Bucky, because he's been brainwashed by Hydra and remembers very little of his past, he responds with, Who's Bucky? And everybody cries. Because Steve's Bucky's target, they fight, and it's a really cool fight scene, because, A+ choreography, Marvel. Also, Bucky lost an arm. I'm pretty sure it was from, the fall that he took off the train, but now he has a really cool metal arm, so, it's all good. It's pretty badass. But anyways, they fight, and Bucky almost dies a few times, but Steve saves him because he loves him. And then they take Bucky in to protect him because he's slowly getting unmind controlled because of Steve's influence on him, and now he has to be protected from Hydra. And now, it's the third movie, Civil War. Tony Stark, who's Iron Man, really wants to be a lawful good and put Bucky in jail because of the quote-unquote crimes he's committed. But because Steve's a neutral good, he's all like, no, Tony, you're not throwing my boyfriend in prison. He was under mind control. Tony Stark wants to be a little bitch, and he's like, you're either with me or against me. So Steve's like, fine, let's go, Bucky. So Steve takes Bucky and a bunch of his other homies, like Sam, who's the MVP, honestly. He's like the best. When they had that running scene in Winter Soldier, I think, when Steve says on your left, that was so cute. Sam's like the best person. Anyways, he has Sam, Ant-Man, Clint, and the Scarlet Witch. Tony has Natasha, Bruce, Peter Parker, and Quicksilver, who's Scarlet's twin brother, I think, which makes it really awkward, but we're gonna ignore that because they're minor characters. And then they have this big fight scene that nobody wins because Bucky gets put back under mind control and he almost hurts Steve, so he decides he's too dangerous to be in the public, so he puts himself in a sleeping chamber, and it's so sad! And the movie just ends with Tony kind of winning, but nobody really wins because Bucky is basically dead. And that's basically the plot to Captain America, I think. There's probably a lot missing, especially in, the third movie and the second movie, but, I'm going to watch them now, and then I'm going to see all the things that I got wrong, but I think I have a pretty good understanding. I love Bucky. Bucky's the best person.